Welcome back to the Educational Highway. Today, we are talking about an emotion that every single one of us feels: anger. But what if the secret wasn't about getting rid of it, but actually listening to what it's trying to tell us? Let's dive in and learn how to take back control. This quote from Buddha just hits the nail on the head. We often think of anger as something to either stuff down deep or, unleash on someone else. But really, it's like that hot coal. Holding onto it, letting it fester, you're the one who ends up getting hurt. So in this explainer, we're going to figure out how to handle that coal without getting burned. And listen, this is for literally anyone who's ever felt that flash of heat, that moment where your temper just gets the best of you. If you're a student dealing with the stress of exams, a parent juggling a million things at once, a professional trying to navigate a tricky project, or just a dreamer pushing against obstacles, this is for you. This is about giving you real tools for real life. All right, first things first, we have to completely shift how we look at anger. So let's start with a really big idea. What if anger isn't actually the bad guy here? Think about it like this. Anger is just a normal human emotion. It's basically a notification, a little alert from your brain telling you, hey, something's not right here. The feeling itself, it's not the problem. The real game changer is what you decide to do next. That's where all your power is, in the choice you make in response. So why is getting a handle on that response so incredibly important? Well, because when we ignore that notification or just get mad at the notification itself, there are some serious costs. Let's pull back the curtain on the hidden price of unchecked anger. First up, let's talk about your physical health, and this is huge. Constant anger puts your body in a state of high alert, a state of stress, and that can literally take years off your life. We're talking about real, measurable effects, like a higher risk of diabetes and high blood pressure, trouble sleeping, and even a weaker immune system. It's not just in your head, it's in your body. And what about at work, your career? In any job, trust and relationships are your currency. Uncontrolled anger just burns right through them. It can harm your professional relationships, make it hard for colleagues to trust you, and honestly, give you a reputation that is really, really hard to shake. It clouds your judgment right when you need it the most. But maybe the biggest cost of all is to our personal relationships. When you're angry all the time, the people you love start walking on eggshells. They might stop sharing things with you because they're afraid of how you'll react. For kids, growing up in that kind of environment can be especially damaging. Over time, it just slowly eats away at the connections that truly matter. Okay, so the why is pretty clear, right? But before we can start building better habits, we've got to tear down some of the old myths that might be holding us back. So let's do a little myth busting. Let's tackle the big one first, the idea that you just have to vent or let it all out. Now, it's true, bottling it up isn't good for you, but just exploding? That's not the answer either. Usually, that kind of uncontrolled venting just adds more fuel to the fire. It makes the situation worse and doesn't actually solve a single thing. And here's the other myth, and it's one that can really hold you back. The idea that you're helpless against your own anger. Saying, oh, I just have a short fuse is, well, it's an excuse. The truth is, you have way more control than you probably think. You can learn to feel that spark, take a breath, and consciously choose a better way forward. So I gotta ask you, looking at these two myths, the venting myth and the helplessness myth, be honest, have you ever believed one of them? Let me know in the comments below. Seriously, just acknowledging it is a huge first step. All right, now we get to the good stuff. We know what anger is, we know the costs, and we've busted the myths. So it's time to get practical. Let's start building your personal anger management toolkit. It really breaks down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, learn your triggers. Become a detective of you. What happens in your body right before you get angry? Do you clench your jaw? Does your stomach get tight? And what are the thoughts? Things like, this is so unfair. Step 2, regain control in the moment. Have a go-to plan. Maybe it's taking 5 really deep breaths. Maybe it's walking out of the room for a minute. Just create a pause. And finally, step 3, express it constructively. Stick to the actual problem at hand, say what you need without blaming, and, this is a big one, learn when to just let it go. Okay, time for you to weigh in again. Looking at this toolkit, what's just one small strategy you can commit to trying this week? Is it just noticing when your jaw clenches? Or trying the deep breathing thing once? Tell us in the comments. When you write it down, it becomes real. And finally, we need to talk about something that's so important. Learning all of this takes practice, and sometimes doing it on our own isn't enough. And I want to be really clear. There is zero shame in asking for help. If you feel like you've been trying everything and your anger still feels out of control, or if it's really starting to hurt your job or your relationships, it might be a good time to reach out for some professional support, especially if it has ever led to violence or legal issues, or if you find yourself avoiding things because you're worried about how you might react. I really want this to sink in. We have to get rid of this idea that asking for help is a sign of weakness. It is the exact opposite. It's a sign of incredible strength. It means you are strong enough to know you need a hand and brave enough to ask for it. That's courage. Remember, taking control of your anger isn't about never feeling it again. It's about learning how to listen to its message and choosing a response that builds your life instead of burning it down. All the material in this presentation was created by the Educational Highway to help you do just that. And I want to leave you with this final thought from the amazing Fred Rogers. True strength isn't about being emotionless. It's about having the courage to face what you're feeling, understand it, and express it in a healthy way. Confronting our feelings always takes strength. And that's a strength that you absolutely have inside you.